Uh, Peace, family. People call me Ray. I'm known as Ray Razor, President. But y'all could, right now, I want to just call me Razor, Ghost City Razor. It don't really matter. Excuse me. I just touched down. Been home about 5 months, and it's been tough. It's been good. I was lucky that I put a little money in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin bubbled a little bit, so I came home and had something. Besides that, a couple of my loved ones hit me off for 200 here, stuff like that. So I had a couple dollars, but it was tough. I can imagine how it is for someone that don't have the support system or didn't make a strategic move like I did so they can have something to come home to. Not like I came home a millionaire or anything, but it kept me from having to ask people for anything. Yet the I had while I was going, I had envisioned coming home, being with my son, training them, training them in ball, boxing, getting to know him, and spending mad time with him. And that didn't happen. I kind of knew, as far as work, I was going to struggle to find work or decent employment and things of that nature. And I figured I would struggle financially with work, but I would be able to bond with my son. That's what I knew. Like, cause you always envision stuff when you locked in that box. Like, you got a vivid imagination. You always visualize what the world gonna be like and how things gonna be. And the part with my son has been a struggle and not the work. Like, I found work pretty fast, decent work. I don't not in a warehouse or anything. I get to wear nice clothes, work, things of that nature. But the relationship, spending time with my son, that was the struggle. Like, I don't want to get into too much detail, but that was the struggle. Like, so we bonding a lot now, but I'm still not spending the time with him. That junk crazy because like coming up in the streets, it's kind of like everybody from Newark, where I'm from, Brick City, inner cities, any inner city, it don't matter. It always feel like everybody doing the same thing, but everybody not doing the same thing. It was just us. So I'm not gonna paint the whole picture like, oh, if you from Newark, this all you gonna do, this all you see. I'm not even gonna be that guy. The guys I was hanging around and my peers, like, we started young, getting in trouble. You know, we had all came from broken families, mothers and fathers on drugs, different things like that. The inner city, the regular inner city stuff, and it's like from my surroundings and my community, the guys that I was dealing with, it felt like crime wasn't even crime. It was just life. Like getting locked up, coming home, fighting, being with your friends locked up, coming home, writing girl. Like the whole struggle just seemed like it was normal, right? And at one point in my life, I had accepted that. I accepted like this is life. Like it was gang with me, you know. And I accepted it. I was like, this is gonna be my life. I'm gonna be here. And fortunately, I had a cousin that's like my big bro on my dad's side that we went to Vegas one time and we bonded again. Cause he was my big cousin. Like my cousins is like my brothers to me, so he's my big brother. But once we went to Vegas and bonded again, the love sparked again, and he helped me get a job in New York in the mailroom at a really big company, Fortune 500 company. And I worked my way out the mailroom, become a broker and all that. Like I had started a career and everything. So I seen life. I was home for like 15 years straight before I caught my last beef. And it was like, I seen life. I actually met black people that really like go on vacations, raise their children and go to college, never think about crime, never think about getting in trouble, never been shot at, robbed. Like I met good quality black people and they weren't really like squares. They was like decent people. So then I started to learn like, wow, it's a whole nother side of life. And mind you, I'm learning this in my late 20s. So we like not exposed because it's the exposure in the hood. A lot of us don't get exposed too much. But anyhow, you know, I had got married. I'm not married anymore, but I had got married. Did a lot of stuff. This 15 years I was home, I had a career and everything, and I started to see life. So when I got in trouble, I got set up out of state, some drugs. You know how that is, dudes be telling. So I got set up, and when I went in grown, and I was hurt. And then that's when I finally realized, like, because I was in prison, I used to always be in these youth facilities. I was actually in prison with men and like drug addicts and murderers and robbers and rapists, like real prison with people getting stabbed and killed and different things of that nature. And I was actually face to face with my creation. And what I mean by that is I was face to face with the the carnage, the casualties of the drug trade, of the drug war. And I was face to face with them. Like guys that a lot of their girl to get money to buy drugs, a lot of their parents, because people on drugs in prison too. And I realized like, wow, I was part of that. So I changed my life. I became a certified peer recovery specialist. I ran groups. I did one-on-one because we didn't have therapists in there. We had to be each other therapists. So we studied books, like college books. We used to get them photocopied, and we just did a lot of work. And I learned a lot about mental health. And to bring this whole story full circle, I worked hard on myself in prison to become a better person. I read, I studied, I dreamed. I wanted to be in my son's life so bad. I didn't want to leave him. I got two older sons as well. And I try to be in their life as much as possible. But the young one he's up the bat. I really got to focus on him. He's up the bat. Like I have to focus on him. And it's like, I worked so hard the whole time because I wanted to be a good father and to be a productive man. I'm not even gonna say wanted to. I was wanting to be a better father because I feel like good fathers don't get locked up and lead their children. Like you might be good while you're free, but if you get locked up, that means you can't be a good father no matter how hard you try. And I had to accept that. It was painful to accept that a good father will not leave his family. So I did 6 years in pain, stress, barely got to see my son. I think I used to see him a little bit like my first year and a half. First few months I used to see him all the time. Then it slowed down. And then like my last 4 years, I didn't see my son. So it's like to come home and not see him is painful, right? Yet I'm still striving. I'm just letting you know where I'm like a little bit about myself and where I come from. Um, and what leads me to think the way I think. I did a lot of reading, a lot of studying, a lot of soul searching, because I was determined not to let this time like just go past and be a waste. I was determined to get lessons. Because one of the old head more science Muslims, he was a Moor, he told me that the teacher gonna always teach. And he was like, the teacher could be anything, but it's gonna always teach the lesson. You just have to be aware. And like if you think about it, you can learn your lessons from anything. You just have to be aware. A loss ain't a loss. So to bring things full circle, like not being able to see my son, it hurt right now, but I don't think it's a loss because we still communicate, and I'm still around him somewhat, like around him as in I'm free and maybe I could see him this day. But I still try. It's just tough. Like it's tough when you want to be a father and you can't be a father the way you want to be. Like it's tough. But I'm not gonna give up. But I just can't believe I'm living like that. I always on my other sons, I used to always be able to see them anytime I wanted to. But I don't know, man. This is life, man. So like I said, I'm just touching down. Hopefully I'll be doing this more and I'll let y'all know my progress. Like I am working in the mental health field, so that's great.